That is true. Safe spaces are pretty much human crab buckets. If you take some time to analyze the proclaimed safe spaces, you realize that that is where so much toxicity, harmful behaviors, controlling and manipulative behaviors, and predatory behaviors take place. Since the idea of a safe space is attractive to vulnerable people and predatory individuals love nothing more than some easy prey. A classic example of this is the self proclaimed nice guy that will say all the right things and make sure that you feel safe until you are vulnerable enough or they cannot sustain their mask and in an out of control emotional outburst, you realize that you are quite the opposite of safe. Since a lot of people wonder what's written on my fingers, is the word kind, not nice. And it's kind to admit that there is no such thing as a safe space that you can ensure, especially when there's other parties involved, unless you have full control and authority of that space. And since I value true diversity of thought, I prioritize freedom over control. So the only thing I control is myself and my space. And ironically, my ability to set and enforce boundaries is what created a safe space in my life that was always filled with women and other people who felt safe without me having to say it's a safe space, knowing that they are free to be themselves as long as they do not cross any of the boundaries that were set. Technically, animals at the zoo are in a safe space. The bars that keep them locked in also protect them from all the dangers in the wild. But they're not free, and the more time they spend in that safe space, they lose the ability to function in nature. So even if you want to be a good person to release them back in the wild, they do not have the ability to deal with the confrontation that happens out there. And one of the most important skills to survive the human world is conflict resolution. And the more you stay in the confines of the safe space, you end up not practicing and using the skill, and it naturally atrophies. So your ability to deal with confrontation atrophies with it. And now, similar to the animals at the zoo, you can no longer survive in the wild and you have to be in that zoo. And animals at the zoo, despite of them being in a safe space, end up dying early because of stress and their sedentary lifestyle. So that's something to consider. Protect your peace.